Okay, I just wanted to make a quick update on things. I haven't been on the internet or been working on my videos lately because I actually had a second breakdown on September 28th, and I've been trying to recover from that. Since then, I've been struggling with some heavy depression, and it's just been a little rough. But eventually, once I start feeling better, I want to get some videos back on. I'm currently taking care of a couple videos I had on here. I'm going to edit them, maybe redo a few of them. It's just some of the ideas, they do change as I think about them, and I want to make sure I stay current on my ideas. I want to explore them more, and there are certain things that I've kind of thought about which has changed my perspective. I'm a little bit standoffish about religion, for one thing. In all reality, I actually don't like religion, and I hope I don't disappoint some of my viewers out there. I've lived my entire life having it shoved down my throat, and I walk down the streets of Salt Lake City, and people pretty much do shove it down each other's throat. I mean, I was going to First Night last year, and there were these, I think they were Baptists or something, that were holding up signs saying that all the women that were going there were pretty much murderous whores because they were going to get drunk and go home and have sex and then abort their babies. And I don't know, I just get pretty shocked about some of the things I see here. And I see it all over the place, you know, people always preaching about religion, even if it has nothing to do with religion, you know, the topic at hand. And it just seems so fanatical to me sometimes. And having been diagnosed with a mental disorder, I can't help but see something kind of mental about it in some ways. It doesn't mean it's wrong. I mean, it's just, there's something a little obsessive-compulsive about it, in my honest opinion. You have to pretty much pray at certain times of day in order to be protected by God. You know, that's kind of like an obsessive-compulsive behavior where you have to wash your hands at certain times a day, or just perform things in ritualistic fashions to make yourself feel better. So maybe the human race in total is actually a little obsessive-compulsive. We just don't like to admit it. It's not saying that I don't believe in God or things like that. It's just, I don't really believe in organized religion. What I do believe in is that there is something kind of universal about religion. It's compelling. In my honest opinion, it speaks a silent language, kind of like the symbolism. You know, I've discussed like universal symbolism. Certain things kind of tend to trigger us to fanaticism, things like that. It's kind of hard to explain on it. That there is a universal connection between everything. And I don't want to sit there and embrace one religion as being better than the other, because in my honest opinion, none of them are right. And I'm not right either, but no one's really right, no one's really wrong. It's kind of an interesting concept to try and explain. Observing things like Christianity, I can't help but see that the word evil is kind of synonymous with jihad, you know. That's evil, let's go destroy it, you know. Jihad, let's go destroy it. And it's just, I don't know. I like to ponder about religion a lot because it does seem to be kind of a universal problem for humanity. We fight a lot about it. We try to push it on each other, you know. We think we're saving each other, but we don't even know that that's what's saving us. I mean, if you want to save somebody, then save somebody. Don't say your soul's saved because you converted to my group. Don't get me wrong, I understand the importance of religion because humanity generally needs something to believe in. They need something to aspire towards, whether it be God themselves, a better life or something like that. But if you don't have that, if you don't have something to believe in, it can totally crush you, because I know this because I've been going through that. I kind of lost all my beliefs again. Yeah, it's the second time that's happened to me. But it's in losing your belief that you can actually examine it and take a look at it from kind of a distance to see how rational it really is. So that's kind of what I've been doing again. I tend to do that a lot. I tend to get into the religion, see what it's like, and then take a step back and really examine it. And I try not to get caught up into the fanaticism of it, but it's really difficult sometimes. Because for one thing, it does feel good to be in a group and to kind of have something in common. And that's one thing that religion does for people. But unfortunately, groups tend to fight with each other and stuff like that. I've had some more really interesting dreams that I kind of haven't had the courage to disclose. For one reason, that most of them are blasphemous as far as a Christian standpoint might be. And I don't know what to think of half of them. In all reality, I don't know what to think about half the shit that I do go through. I'm still trying to figure it out, and I don't think I ever really will. And yeah, it's crazy, but I think that life is crazy in some ways. It just never stops spinning. And ever since I kind of ended up with this disorder, I've had more admiration for my mom, even though she sometimes does get on my nerves and has done some of the things she's done. I just look at her, she's about 54, and I just marvel at the fact that she's had the strength to survive as long as she has. It's a really difficult thing to deal with. People don't really understand it, because it's not that one minute you can be depressed, one minute you can be happy, because that's like that for anybody. It's painful, in my honest opinion, and it's a pain that I can't really describe. Sometimes my head really hurts, and I can't think straight, and there are times when I have absolutely no strength. I didn't want to admit that I had this disorder to begin with. I'd probably shown symptoms since I was around 19, and because of family and a couple other circumstances, I tried to duke it out. My father says that my mother has the disease she has because God's punishing her, and I'm sure he says the same thing about me. I used to associate quite heavily with people who believed in psychic ability and witchcraft and things like that, and from my experience, most of them seem to behave as if I should have the willpower to control it on my own without, medication, things like that, and if I don't, then I'm weak. And I'm no longer associating with those people, though. Being this way is so gravely misunderstood. It hurts. When people just excuse other people when they behave irrationally or different, just say, oh, they're crazy, and push them aside. It makes me think about it, because I understand what it is to be in that position, and I don't think there's really very many people that actually fully understand that.